Welcome back to Everything's Guys, and today we are back on our '05 Mustang from Copart. Alright guys, so for this build, obviously the Mustang got a little crunched up in some areas, and we need to replace a lot of that metal. But unfortunately, some of the parts aren't available new anymore for the '05 Mustang. So especially the one metal piece that's really the most important is where the hinges bolt to, and also where the front face of the rocker panel is. So we had to go and get a donor piece from a car, and that's what we have here. So right now, what I'm going to try to do, as you can see, it kind of has everything we need in that area that was messed up. So what we're going to do is we have our drill bit, and we have a drill with a spot weld cutter on there. I got this on Amazon. It got pretty good reviews, so we're going to try it out. Supposedly the teeth don't dull out that fast, and it came with a bunch of replacement bits for it. And I actually did one right here. Looked to work pretty well. And then I have a pinch weld splitter and a hammer. We're gonna start taking some of these apart. I'm gonna start by drilling out this, or try to remove this piece here. It's nice and small. We'll see what we can do with it, see how difficult it is, and then we'll look to remove this piece. I am going to have to cut here because, or maybe further up, but like I said, the windshield's not really messed. That area is okay. Everything kind of started getting pushed in right around here. So I'm going to, on this piece, cut by the pillar there. And then this is all seam sealed down. I have to remove that. And there's going to be spot welds probably underneath it here. It comes down, and then it's actually spot welded. This panel only goes to about here. So I want to find those spot welds. And there's the other one there. And then the ones up here and up and around. So we got a lot of work to do. But you guys are going to see a nice time lapse, and we'll get moving. And drilling that all out, and a little bit of fighting, we're able to remove our first piece. This is the first piece of metal that I, kind of pulled apart like this. This is all new to me. The whole idea, average mic, right? I don't know if any average person would do this, but it just kind of goes to show you that with a little bit of research, and you can teach yourself anything. But I have pretty confident in what my goal here is, and we're gonna keep going. So this is a perfectly good piece. I think ours is a little bent at the bottom, probably could have been reused, but we have one here, so why not use this? The next step after removing this is to remove this face shield, like I was saying before. So it's going to be from here to the pinch weld there. Remove all those, and then remove this seam sealer to unveil. I'm almost positive there are spot welds all the way up to about here, and then like I said, we'll cut it off up there. Hopefully this is a little bit easier. This was kind of like wedged into multiple pieces and then bent under. I don't know. I feel like this will be a little easier to do. So even though there's more, one bad thing is I did end up breaking this. I don't know if I'm showing you on the camera, but my little pin there bent and the blade broke, at least the one side of it. Now I do have others. It came in a little kit. It's unfortunate that first blade broke, and as you can see on here though, I should have another pin in there, maybe even 3 pins. Let's look. Pop this open. Yeah, I have 2 more of those pins, so I guess they're looking for them to break. There's also a bit here I could probably use, but the Milwaukee bits that I have here are made, I mean, I guess the other one's made for metal too, but it's supposed to be 5 times as long if you pop this open. 2 hands. There we go. Fight me. 5 times the life. Quad, edge, tip. So so let's get to work on, like I said, removing that one panel, and then we'll see where we are from there. I don't think it's gonna be too much to see, because I think there's just, you know, this panel is just laying on top of this panel, and ultimately we'll need to get this panel off too, but we'll see. All right, so we have this section off now. Now we need to work on, I think there's a split here. I think this piece only goes right under here, I'm guessing. It's kind of hard to tell, but underneath here it looks like, you know, it doesn't go all the way up. But in order to get this section off from here over and up, which is a lot of what we need, it looks like we're gonna have to drill up here, and this continues straight and turns here. We're gonna take this bracket off, so it's a couple, 3 here, 4 here, 2 here, I think 2 right here, and this bracket should come off. So let's work on that, and then we'll work on getting this other piece off. Luckily we have at least starter holes for all along here. And then there is a split here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Hopefully I'll understand more what's going on here once we get... Actually, I'm not going to know, but I'm going to have to cut it at some point with the saw again, and then might look to split in here because it does look like it's split, and then this piece slides underneath, but I don't know how I'm going to get this piece underneath the new on the car, because this part obviously is not coming off. So but we'll see. For this donor piece I might cut above, and then we'll see about at least saving it and then maybe cut it later. But yeah, so let's work on getting some of that stuff off. So we drilled out everything I could find. This is all loose around here. This is all loose under here and around here. This one got a little crazy, but it is what it is. As far as I could tell, these mounts for the door are actually mounted to here and to here and right here and right here. I don't have to. I started drilling these out, realized I don't have to. Once I looked behind, these mounts are mounted to the back of this panel and should come off with the panel, so that's good. There were a couple here that I had to, these were originally on the first piece that I took off, but it must have went through to the second piece underneath here. But right now I'm at a point where it's loose a lot everywhere, but I don't know. I want to say there's some kind of like foam like this or adhesive that's connecting this around. I don't want to mess this up to the point where it's bent or what have you. I want to know exactly what's under here, what's holding it up. And the good news is I have a piece that I can really kind of tear into, and that's on the car. That is exactly what we're going to do. So we have to take this gusset off just like we did in the old one. Take this fascia piece off. I'm only going to cut it back to about here or maybe a little further back where I think this other piece connects into. We have the piece obviously all the way back to about here. I don't know, when we go to put this stuff back together, we'll make that final cut. We're not going to use the whole thing. Probably somewhere in here. We'll obviously cover up the old piece, but I think what's going to end up happening is we're going to take this piece off, see what the damages are underneath this panel, and then look to maybe push with those tools I had before, push from the inside, push it out, and hopefully with this nut on here, this gusset is actually really strong. It's a thicker piece of metal, but this piece and this piece not on. It's just the main beam down the bottom. Hopefully it'll allow me to a little easier push that out. At least that's the game plan. So yeah, so what we're going to do is, like I said, I already took this piece off, this trim piece, pulled the carve back a little bit. I did take this electrical connector off, so we're going to start ripping this out. Here, kind of showing over here, as you can see, you know, we see a little more of that buckling here, where this kind of got pushed in. You can see how it's kind of, and I guess you could before, but you can see how it's kind of turned here. And yeah, so all this has to get pulled back out, which we're gonna look to do here, but pulled or pushed. But anyway, now we got to look to, and the reason why we're going to do it anyway, obviously, but I want to get into why we're having difficulty taking the donor piece off right around here. But we're going to cut, you know, we're going to get all this off completely, and this piece as well, as this car cover keeps coming down on me. But yeah, so let's go ahead and keep going at it here. All right, guys, so you see me cutting this out. I did actually go ahead and remove this gusset here. I did have to go to extreme measures. The nice thing about pulling out the bad stuff is that you don't really care about damaging it, and that I did. I cut it in half just to make it a little easier to come off, especially that gusset, because it's kind of mounted in all different angles. So but anyway, this kind of gives you an idea a little bit more of the damage. This is pushed in as we expected, but this kind of gives you the line here with the dash. I don't know if you can see that or not with the light, but yeah, this is pushed in. Got a lot of work to do, but we're getting there, and I'm pretty. The more we dig into it, the more I'm confident that we can, you know, we can save this thing. So that is where I'm gonna leave it today. So if you don't mind, please hit that subscribe button. If you want to see more of this Mustang content, hit those post notifications down below to get alerted whenever I upload a video, and this is one of the major projects that I have going on right now. So if you like the video, hit the like button down there, and comment below, give me any tips and tricks. But yeah, I'm just motoring along here, and not a ton of content right now in this video, I know, but I like to get a little bit further. But you know, this metal stuff takes a while, so hopefully next video we get a lot further, and we're gonna start once I remove this piece here, which I was hoping to do today, but I ran out of time. So but once I remove this skin here, I think what we're going to do is start pulling at the interior, pulling back a little bit, seeing how bad it is behind here, and then using our Harbor Freight frame tools, if you will, to push from the trans tunnel out. Keep an eye, obviously, that we don't want to push that trans tunnel in. I don't think we would, but you know, push it out instead of trying to pull it like we were in other videos. But obviously removing this piece and then this piece, the gusset, it kind of weakens up everything under here. And even if I had to cut out this main beam here from like here forward, because it looks like it might be pushed in just a little bit, we have that in the donor piece, and we can cut that out, re-weld in a new piece. But while we have that out, it'll make it even easier to push this beam straight, and that's ultimately what we're trying to do. So yeah, so like I said, subscribe, post notifications. I don't know what this was, but yeah, I'll catch you guys next one. Later.